Good day everyone. So today's video is a speculative video on how I think you could potentially change your playstyle when it comes to Nilou Bloom teams and the new Numia or whatever light and dark mechanic that we have in Fontaine, because I think what Hoya will probably do is change up the lineup of enemies in the Spiral Biz, forcing you to use one of the Fontaine characters to disable the enemies. Now obviously for Nilou Bloom teams, so far the only character that we will have access to is, well, the Hydro Traveler. So what I want you to do today is pretend with me that some of these enemies have this light or dark Numia, whatever you want to call it, effect on them, and we have to disable this by occasionally using the Hydro Traveler. So the question now becomes, well, what must we adopt or change in our Nilou Bloom strategy? In the past, I always advocated that you cycle through your elemental skill abilities throughout your team and then use your elemental burst to not only iframe but also use it in a clever way to stabilize the auras on the enemies so that you can maximize dendro core production. I did a whole Nilou series on this. Obviously, I think what happens now where you might be forced to occasionally use the Hydro Traveler to disable an effect on the enemy, what I think you'd have to do now is use Nahida way more actively. So instead of having that last slot being taken by a dendro unit like Kole or Kirara in order to stabilize the aura that's on the enemy, you're unfortunately going to have to use Nahida a bit more. And obviously, if you've noticed in Fontaine, the enemies are starting to hit harder and harder and harder. So you're really going to be struggling to get the correct margin for errors because your Nahida is very, very fragile. So this is why I think by constantly swapping with Kokomi and Nahida and occasionally getting back to Nilou, you could potentially ease the load or the pressure that's going to be on your Nahida. And I think this also gives a bit of a segue into why I think Kirara would probably be starting to replace Kole in some of the Nilou Bloom teams, precisely because you have a shield, and it doesn't matter how flimsy or how strong it is, having a shield gives you that slight edge, or it's a higher margin for error when you're playing. And I think a lot of players are probably going to appreciate that more because you've got the dendro cores and hard-hitting enemies that you have to contend with. But in any case, that is what I think of this. You are just going to have to adopt your rotational playstyle to what you can more or less see on screen, swapping between Nahida and Kokomi. But as all of these things, we are not sure what we're going to get. Please don't say anything in the comment section. When the time comes, we'll obviously revisit this topic and see whether this prediction that I'm trying to make here will actually come true or whether this was all just a waste of time. In any case, this is a fun boss. I wish we could certainly have more of it in the game. More super bosses in the overworld. I'm all for it. Alright guys, thanks for watching this short video. Keep well.